All right. Gold open time.
All right. Okay. So.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Coming out hot.
I know. No, I actually have a thing because, so I actually do have a thing. Like a lot of times, like for like coming up with some sort of cold open.
Wait, are you recording?
It's like, I never stop.
Okay. Gold open.
Cold open.
Gold open.
Okay. I usually don't have a thing for a cold open.
Gold open.
However, there is something that I have been like mulling over in my head for I don't even know how long. It has taken up way more real estate in my head than I care to admit.
Oh shit.
Okay, so sometimes I drive my wife to work. And when I do,
that's the worst.
We drive past this house. And as I'm driving past this house, I see in the front window of this house, they have a flag, but it's on the inside of the house, right?
Okay.
But it's the front window, okay? So this flag, it is a completely red flag, and the only thing that's on it is the McDonald's logo.
Okay.
Okay? But the McDonald's logo is like facing towards the inside.
Okay.
So you're driving past and you see this front window and there's this big McDonald's flag. I mean, it takes up almost the entire window.
And the flag's inside the house?
The flag is inside the house.
The flag is inside the house.
So like maybe you're like, I'm sure like, you're probably thinking like, oh, maybe they, just didn't have a curtain, so they put this flag up.
Well, they could just really like McDonald's.
But why is the logo facing the inside?
Well, the better question is, why isn't there a logo on both sides? Because most flags are double-sided. Or the other side's like a mirror image of it.
Like you see it, and it's like you clearly see the golden arches, right? And you see the word McDonald's, but like it's backwards. So that, to me, that says, well, if you're inside looking at it, then you're seeing the logo and it's, red and it's normal, right? But why would you put, number one, why would you put the flag on the very, like this big front window in your house? And why would you have the logo facing the inside? Do you really love McDonald's that much?
Well,
you could I gotta have this flag display. But if you wanted the flag to display that, if you wanted to profess your love for McDonald's, why wouldn't you have the logo facing the right way towards the outside of the house?
Well, it could have been that they worked at a McDonald's or they just went and stole that flag. But
again, why would you have it face the inside? Like, are these people, Shawn, is this a secret McDonald's cult? Like, are they worshiping this flag?
Ronald McDonald?
Are they do they walk out of their bedroom in the morning to then they're like getting their coffee and they're just staring proudly.
Richard, they get their Mick coffee.
And they're just staring proudly at this fucking McDonald's logo that's taken up like their entire front window.
Well, the only way I could see like having it face the other way, because if like you're ADD and like you're looking at it, if it's reversed, like that would mess with you like the whole time you're in your house. So if it's flipped the other way, you're getting the beauty that is the McDonald's flag. Like, it's not for everybody else, Richard. It's for you. If you have a McDonald's flag in your house, nobody cares but you.
But see, like, I feel like if it's somebody that's, it doesn't make any sense.
No, I like the idea that this is a cult. And like they come downstairs and their son's like, Dad, I don't want to be in this anymore. He's like, you watch your tone, Ronald.
Go get your brother Grimace. It's time for school.
Come on, McKids. It's time to go to school.
Now, time for a math lesson. If I have 4 cheeseburgers and the Hamburglar steals 2 cheeseburgers, like, it just doesn't. Why? Like,
you should go up and knock. But then, like, some dude.
I want to. You have no idea how much I want to knock on the door to this house and be like, please explain this flag to me. I've driven past this house, like, I don't know how many times, and every single time I see this flag I see this fucking, this idolatry to a fast food chain. And every single time I not only comment on it, but I also like slow down when I drive past it and just stare and try to work it out in my brain why it's there. Because if they stole it, like if they're just like, oh shit, I need a curtain, I'll just steal this McDonald's flag and use it as a curtain. Like, I get that. But why would you if that was the case, why would you put it on the very window that's facing the street?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, you obviously are putting it on there because you really, really like it. But why would you have the logo facing the inside? Like, in my head, it's like you ever see those ISIS videos where, like, they have the flag? Like, I'm picturing like these people like gathered around like a Burger King employee who's holding up today's newspaper.
They have a McRib and they just hit him with it.
They're shoving it in his face.
So whenever you're driving by this place, is your wife like, hurry up or I'm going to be late?
It fucking makes no sense. Then, like, the whole drive, like, after that, like, as soon as I see it, then the rest of the drive, not only to drop her off, but the entire drive home, I'm like pondering and like mulling over this. I don't know. I can't, like, I've spent, a really unreasonable amount of time trying to work this out, and I can't do it.
Richard, this isn't just a gold open. This is a golden arch open.
I don't get it. Anyway,
on with
I'm gonna
the
spend
show.
this entire I'm gonna spend this entire show thinking about this now. Anyway, they have to be McDonald's terrorists, right?
That'd be my guess.
That's the only like logical conclusion. The only rationale that this comes to is that it's a terror cell linked to McDonald's.
Yep, they're like, we're going to play the long game. We're going to kill them with heart disease and diabetes.
Yeah, Allahu Mayor McCheese. Anyway, let's start the show. Why is it there? What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. Today, Shawn, you are going to tell me about love.
Oh, Richard, we always talk about, like, back in the day, like, dudes would have, like, multiple families, and we don't have a clue how they, like, successfully made that happen.
Yeah. Obviously it happened, and I have an idea how it happened. I mean, like, my guess was that basically, like, it was two families that didn't have the greatest, like, standard of living, but the guy made enough money he was able to support two.
Yeah.
Because he, like, the guy, like, worked at, like, a factory, and so then he'd call up wife one and be like, oh, I'm gonna be home late, and then he'd go and spend time with, like, family number two that lived in, like, the next town over.
Yeah, or you could go, like, one family had, like, a really, really good, like, setup, and the other one was, like, living in squander.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you what would be bad, though, is I feel like the only way you can make it work then is you'd have to, like, be in a different kind of grocery store area, because you don't want the wives running into each other at the grocery store.
Oh shit, they become best friends. Like, we should get together.
Yeah. Or, like, like, they reach for the same bag of apples, and it's like, oh no, I need to get these Fuji apples. They're for my husband. And she's like, oh, my husband loves Fuji apples.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Oh my God, Brad's such a great husband. My husband's name's Brad.
Just like our kids, Denise and Alan. Oh my God, you're not going to believe this.
Babe, you won't guess who I ran into in the grocery store. She had the same last name. And there I was.
Trying to figure out if I could pull off identical twins.
That sounds like a silly like sitcom. Like they go to the other one's house and he's trying to play both parts. It's like, oh my God, you look just like my husband, Brad. I don't know why you ran to the bathroom.
Bale, and he goes to one house in the Batman voice and.
Babe, why are you talking like that?
Where's the dinner?
No reason. I have a cold. Comes out like he's wearing a tie in one and a bow tie in the other, and he comes all mismatched.
Yeah.
Whack.
In season 3, he has throat cancer because he spent so much time growling. He just like rubbed everything raw.
Yeah. Or he was just like really into like going down on his ladies.
Where's the dinner?
Isn't that what happened to Wolverine? Didn't he go down on his lady and got HPV?
Really?
I think so.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I've heard people talk about that. It's like, how'd you get that? He's like, munching. But no, Richard, this is a tale. Like, you think of that scenario, like the dude's the jerk, right?
Licking pussy, bub.
Well, on to the next guest. So we talk about that, like the women really kind of get the short end of that situation, right? But this is a story about 3 young women who discovered that they were with the same guy and decided to go on a road trip.
I found out long ago. Whoa.
Whoa. Our boyfriend was a cheating whore. Whoa. Cut off his ball.
Infidelity road.
So 3 young women, Richard, are touring the West together this summer, united by something they never imagined they'd have in common.
Oh my God, it's a girls' road trip. It's Eat, Pray, Love with wheels.
Yeah, and a cheating douchebag of a boyfriend.
Oh, no.
So, Abby Roberts, 19, of Salt Lake City. Becca King.
19. She's young.
Oh, Becca King is 18. And Morgan Tabor, 21. Both live in Boise. So he was going from Boise, Idaho to Salt Lake City.
This guy better be like 27 or else I'm going to feel skeeved out.
Mm-hmm. But they decided, Richard, to cope was to move on. And they decided to go with a 30-year-old school bus.
Oh, man. Oh, okay. Whew.
Like, oh, man. Come on, girls. No, so they decided to get a 30-year-old school bus and they renovated themselves over 2.5 months. Now, have you ever seen
that? Sounds awesome.
Dude, so when I was younger, my dad used to go to Colorado all the time with a bunch of his friends, and they had a school bus that they kind of like ripped all the seats out. They put some beds in, put like a little, like they basically made it into like an RV. And it was always
that sounds super rad.
Oh, it was the coolest thing ever. They had a bathroom in the back so you could poop while you're driving, so you didn't have to stop.
Oh man, 100% I would do that. 150%.
Yeah, it was pretty legit. And
I would still do that.
2.5 months too they took to redo this.
That's badass.
So the trio hit the road almost a month ago and are currently camped out in Bisman, Montana, where they're hiking.
Bozeman. I've heard of that town. I don't know but I.
Oh, you've never been to Bozeman?
I have never been to Montana. I've never been north of Colorado.
Do you know what the saying for Bozeman, Montana is?
No, tell me.
It's forget your man, come to Bozeman.
Is that true?
No, I just made it up. It's pretty good though.
I felt like I was like that could. I mean that might be.
Maybe I should go there. There's a bunch of single women there.
I want to be the Bozeman.
But they're hiking, taking in nature, and sharing lots of laughs. They're documenting their venture on their Instagram page called The Bam Bus. Whoa.
What's it called?
The Bam Bus, the BAM bus.
Oh my God! Why did I think you said Bang Bus?
But it's just their initials, right?
It's a whole different blog.
Yeah. Dear Hustler, I never thought this would happen to me. See, Richard, in real life, like that's a horror movie. Like these three girls invite you on the. Well, A, they're way too young for us because we're old. But two,
we are old.
Like this is like the Keanu Reeves movie where he gets like the two chicks that show up at his door, then like try to kill him. Like that's what happened. He was like, "Hey, why don't you come on our renovated bus?" You're like, "Okay." You walk in, a door shuts, then they throw you a diaper and say, "Put it on."
The old Black Widow trap.
Yeah. What would you do if you walked in a bus and like three women like locked you up and threw a diaper at you and said, "Put it on"?
Well, Shawn, I feel like I would put it on and do whatever it took in order to stay alive.
You don't want to get murdered in your clothes?
I do not want to get murdered in my clothes. And I mean, honestly, like if you find me on the side of the road dead, wearing absolutely nothing but a diaper, I feel like people are going to be like, well, that tracks. He died like he lived.
Yeah, a little bit later than I expected. But yeah, but like you have a big poo thing, so they have you in there like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom really bad. They're like, you're wearing a diaper. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Live in your shame.
I don't think I could do that. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, because like there's
I would hold that out as long as I could.
Yeah, but then it would hurt your tummy and make it worse.
It probably would. I guarantee it would.
Yeah, but what if they? Yeah,
maybe that's how I get out. Like you just hold it in and hold it in and hold it in, and then demand that you be taken to a hospital.
Maybe. Yeah. Then they just start feeding you like plums, or what's the juice that makes your tummy kind of go?
God damn it!
Yeah.
Don't give these girls ideas.
Like, oh, baby Richard's got a little tummy ache here. Drink some of this. You're like, I don't want it. Oh, somebody's crazy.
God damn it.
Why are you doing this to me? Because we hate men.
I wouldn't want that.
But I'm not even really a man.
I feel that in my heart of hearts, I feel like I would not be on that bus in the first place.
True.
And the reason I say that is not because like I think I'm, some morally superior or good being. I think it's just because I wouldn't want to fuck around with a 19-year-old, an 18-year-old, and the third one was how old?
21.
Yeah, I that's not in the cards for me.
Yep. First thought is it's a trap. Like I'm like, did my wife set you up for this? Is she trying to take all my stuff? Where's Ashton? Where's he at?
Is this girl punk? Is this girl punked?
So they say that we're living our dream life, having a blast. It's incredible to think that this happened because of him, Richard.
Oh, him.
So the trio's unexpected friendship started last December around the holidays when Tabor had a suspicious feeling about her boyfriend. They had dated on and off for several years, but at that point had agreed to date exclusively.
Oh.
I always feel like
it's a big step.
Yeah, if you get a boy that's kind of like it's like in our generation, it was the whole Facebook official. If some guy was like, or even some girls like, well, I can't make it Facebook official. Like I'm never on there. It's like, but you post a lot of stuff. It's like, yeah, but I don't understand how it works. Like that dude's fucking around.
So for you, if there isn't social media proof, then it's not tangible.
I'd say
then that man is, as the kids say, the man be sus.
Yeah. Well, back in my 20s, yes. Now I don't care. Like Tiffany could be like, it's complicated, and I'm just gonna laugh. Which, you know what? I should do that. Like I should put it's complicated.
I guarantee that if you did that, I guarantee that like your message box, like your inbox would get flooded. There'd be people being like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Are things okay?
Yeah,
do you want to talk about
hers
it?"
would. Mine would just be filled with threats. It's like it's like, Mom, what are you doing? Like if you hurt her, I will cut you. Mom,
I'll cut you bad. Wait, what? Mommy,
get on this bus. Oh, damn it. So she had this. Oh wait.
Yeah, I would not. I would not be on that bus. Like, When was the last time you were out? Like out for like a night out?
Probably when we went to Vegas in like 2019.
Okay.
Or no, when we went out for when Ming came in town for the con.
Okay, so I was like, okay. Did we talk to any women / girls that were like under the age of 25?
Richard, we didn't talk to any women at all. We were exclusively just talking to each other.
No, I had a very lovely conversation with that dancer.
That's true.
She seemed very nice.
Yeah. She's like, I'm trying to be a doctor. No.
Actually, I took one look at that girl and that woman has no college ambition whatsoever.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, you're right.
I mean, power to her. Like, you know, like go off, King. Do what you do. I'm just, yeah. I don't think she had like a vision board in the back.
Well, she didn't seem very ambitious because she was one of the laziest dancers I've ever seen in my life.
I know, right? Little bit.
But no, like, yeah, we didn't talk to anybody probably under 25.
But like, okay, so I can't remember if it was the last time or the time before that I went out, and I tried having a conversation with a girl that was like, I don't remember how. I could tell she was younger than 25. She was probably like the 22 to 24 range. It was in that conversation I was like, I am so glad that I am not looking for you at all.
Well, it gives you the realizations like, I am old.
Well, see, that's the thing. It wasn't like, I think ultimately that's probably the conclusion that like I came to in my head. It was just like this. I mean, I understand that you're slightly like you're slightly intoxicated, and I am not judging your level of inebriation. Like, you're in a bar, it's what you're supposed to do. But oh my God, like, you are just a hot fucking mess. And I think that the reason is the fact that you're like 22 to 24, and like that's just where your life is. Yeah. That's where everybody's life is at that point.
You don't figure out your range of like how much you can drink, and yeah. She was probably
just not even like intoxication level, just like in general. Like, you're just like your life is just, you know, a complete shambles and a hot fucking mess. And I am just so glad that is not something like, if I was to be single tomorrow, I would probably be single for a very long time.
I would too.
We talk about this, long time.
We talk about this off our conversation all the time. We love our wives so much that we couldn't marry anybody else. Nobody compared. That song, nothing compares.
I'm saying like not even like in terms of like a relationship thing. I'm just saying that like I need to be with somebody that like makes my brain work a little bit. And that, like, I feel like I have a mutual. I need to hang out with somebody, and like I said, I'm not even going into like a relationship territory. I'm just saying that, like, I need to associate with people that are not at that stage in their life.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree.
Because I just can't. I just cannot. It's way too much.
Yeah, it's not good on your heart. You're getting
crazy,
old.
Yeah, you see these like crazy like 22, 24-year-olds, and you're like, and like, you know, like your instinctual man thought is like, oh, I can fix them. But no, you cannot. You can't. No. You can't do it. Don't try. Stop it.
Yeah, because you know what they think when they see you is like, oh, I hope he has money.
I don't think that's what, I mean, that may be what they think, but I don't know if that, and even if that's not what they think.
I mean, if they're talking to us at our age, that's what they're probably hoping for. Or they're like, God, I hope Grandpa doesn't fall and break a hip because he's really going to ruin my buzz. Let's see. So
It's so bad.
So the girl Tabor, who is, what was her name? Morgan. So she said that she noticed that her boyfriend, a 20-year-old college student who lives down the street from her parents' house in Boise.
Okay, he's 20.
He's 20,
okay,
yeah.
So I feel totally fine with this.
He's in the wheelhouse, but was texting several women and receiving flirty comments on his social media posts.
Oh, no. Oh, my. What's going to happen, Shawn?
So that's a good question. Like, does your wife have access to your phone? Yeah, mine too. Like, our passwords are the same. And we don't go through each other's phones.
Our passwords are different. But I mean, like.
But she knows your password and you know hers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever Tiff and I got together, like, our password was the same. I've never thought anything of it. We don't go through each other's phones. At least I don't think she goes through my phone.
I don't think she goes through my phone.
I mean, our wives if they listen to our podcast, like, yeah, there's no need to go through his phone.
All they'd see is just a bunch of like fucking thirsty texts from you. That's the only, so it's the most risque thing that's probably on my phone.
Who's Lovey Love? Oh, it's just Shawn. Who's Pookie Bear? Oh, it's Shawn. God, these two really want to blow each other, don't they?
Should I worry? I feel like I should worry.
So she had this uneasy feeling that couldn't shake. So I looked up one of the girls' names on Instagram. What she discovered shocked her. Almost all the photos on this girl's page showed her with this guy who I thought was my boyfriend. Oh,
shit.
That would just piss me off.
It's like cheaters, Shawn. It's cheaters.
Oh, without the stabbing. We don't know yet.
Well, you're not to the end of the story. You don't know how. And then Richard Grieco showed up.
Well, they're like, we got a bus so we could hide the body.
I know how this is going to end. So there's a body buried. There's a body underneath the floorboards of that bus.
So Tabor contacted the woman on Instagram, and she was equally stunned, she said. The two dug further and found Roberts, a Utah State University student, an artist whose name they spotted on their busy boyfriend's social media account. So Roberts said, when Morgan contacted me, it was the most insane feeling ever. She said they'd been dating her Boise beau since Halloween last year, and a relationship she believed was exclusive. This guy had literally slept at my house the night before, kissed me goodbye, and said he was driving back to Boise to visit his family.
Okay. So, because I was thinking like, well, maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he just, maybe he didn't like fully commit. You know what I mean? It's like, because it sounded like the girl was like, oh, I thought we were exclusive. Well, I mean, if you don't, get it in writing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Basically kind of like you weren't seeing other people.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's not the case.
But it doesn't sound like that's the case because he said, oh, I'm going to go see my family.
Yeah.
Like if he just would have said, oh, I'm going to leave or, oh, I'm going back to my place. You know what I mean? But like when you say I'm going to go see my family and then you're, deep dicking Robin.
Yeah. Like how much of an asshole do you have to be to do that? Like that takes a lot of work not to screw that up, right?
I feel like it would take way more effort than the payout would be worth.
Well, there's not. Yeah.
Cause I mean like, okay, can you like imagine trying to maintain like, okay, like obviously like, right now, you're married and you have children. So that's far different. But let's say you and your now wife were just boyfriend and girlfriend at that time. Like, okay, I guess the better thing would be to say, like, go back in your mind to when the two of you were dating. Now, do you think that you could maintain an equal amount of relationship with another person?
No, and I'll even go a little bit further. So, Richard, I would assume you know this about me. I'm an extremely loyal person. So like, if there's even
I mean, you say that, but I mean, I do recall you doing like how many other shows have you done?
No, but we talked about it. We're in an open relationship.
Now
we're in an open.
What was that?
I left them all for you. No, so
eventually.
So if I even feel like it's more than just like hanging out. Like Tiff and I were at a spot where we weren't like official. But it was serious enough that it's like, we're hanging out like multiple times a week.
Right.
I don't think we've stayed at each other's house yet. But the girl I was seeing previously a few months back, Richard, before I met Tiffany, she was, as the kids call it, giving me a little booty call.
Okay.
And you know what I did, Richard?
What'd you do, Shawn?
I didn't answer that call.
I kept that booty call, and I have maintained it for the last 8 years.
She's been on hold for a decade. No, but yeah, like I don't even think Tiffany and I had...
And now we do a podcast together.
I want that booty right now. No. So, but yeah, I don't even think Tiff and I had like done anything yet, but it was still like, I could tell it had progressed past like just being friends. And so I didn't want to jeopardize that at all, even though I probably like technically would have been in my right to be able to answer said booty call, but I would have felt guilty about it. And I knew if I told her, she's like, hey, what'd you do last night? I was like, oh, some chick. Like anything her and I would have ever had would have been done, right?
I mean, maybe not. I mean, who knows? Like maybe she would have because and the thing is here is like I feel like
wait, are you telling me right now you're like, Shawn, you screwed up. You should have answered that call.
No, that's not what I guess what I'm saying is that in that context, you would have probably been within your right, and you haven't at that point, you hadn't lied about anything and you hadn't been untruthful about anything. So I think that if you were like, oh, I was, I mean, obviously, you would maintain some decorum and you wouldn't be like, oh my God, I tapped a sweet piece of ass last night. Oh my God, she did things. She did so many things.
Are we doing anything Friday? Because I know what I'm going to be doing.
I don't think I can come over. I'm too worn out. But in that context, like you hadn't lied, you hadn't been, dishonest.
Yeah, but I feel.
However,
I feel like that's a semantics game, though.
I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's whatever you're comfortable with. I guess I'm just saying that, like, if you're asking me, would you have been okay with it, or would you have been like, I don't know what the word is. Would you have been within your moral capacity? I'd say yeah, because again, you weren't being dishonest or untruthful. However, if you had, made a commitment to say, hey, let's see each other exclusively, and then you did something like that, that's a completely different ball of wax.
Yeah, but I still feel like even in both those cases,
that point, you weren't.
Yeah, I feel like in both those cases, like, you're potentially leading both people on.
Okay, but in that context, your feelings were that you wanted to be exclusive.
Yeah.
Which is why you made the decision that you made.
But I don't even think I've ever been kind of like a spreading it around. Like if I'm with somebody, I usually stay pretty exclusive, or I have stayed exclusive.
Well, okay, I guess what I'm saying is that in the entire time that you were like even like the first, let's say the first, like, I don't know, month. Like at what point did you feel like you wanted the relationship to be exclusive?
When our eyes met across the table for the first time.
Oh my God.
And we talked, Richard.
I feel like I'm having this conversation with I don't know.
Fireworks bursting all over the place.
I'm having this conversation
My heart
with the
was
Apostle
fluttering.
Paul. That's what's happening.
There was like some music playing. And then I wept, Richard. I went home and I wept. No, I mean, Probably like the first time like we went like on like a date, and it was like, after the date was like, oh, I had fun, we should do something in a couple days, like where it felt like it had progressed past, like, because I've gone on like a date before where like that was it, and so I didn't hold on to that, be like, oh, I can't talk to anybody because we had one date. But when like I felt like it progressing, like, oh, well, we're gonna see each other again, like it's kind of like, all right, well, anything else, let's pump the brakes on. Because I don't want to be like, fooling around on when I feel like this could be something.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's I don't know. In my head, I guess I would probably go a little differently. Like if I felt like I had gotten to a point where, regardless of how she felt, if I wanted the relationship to be exclusive, then I would act accordingly. Like let's say I'm dating a girl for, I don't know, a month. Like we're seeing each other once a week. Okay. Am I within my right to like get a call from an ex-girlfriend that's like, hey, let's do a booty call? I feel like yes. However, if at the end of said 30 days, if I'm like, I feel like I want this to, be something different, then I would act in a way that the relationship was exclusive, probably just prior to announcing that I kind of want the relationship to be exclusive and more frequent.
Yeah. See, I'm a little bit different. Like if you've hung out with somebody like 2 or 3 times and it's getting to that like weekly kind of thing, like because to me it's like if you do that booty call and then like 2 weeks later, like, actually I do like this chick I've been hanging out with. Like, are you going to tell her about the booty call, or is that something that's going to come up later? Like,
why would it come up later?
Well, I don't know.
It has no reason to come up later.
I don't know. I feel like I think we probably have different opinions on that, but like to me, it's kind of.
Maybe
when we're looking at relationships, like I've always kind of thought like it's being kind of loyal to the one person and kind of I don't know. It feels like in that situation where it's like, oh yeah, we've been hanging out for a month and a half, once a week, where it's kind of routine. We haven't officially considered ourselves anything, but like we're talking every day. We're setting up. Basically, we see each other every Friday. And then like, one Wednesday, I'm like, oh shit, some chick wants to bang. All right, I'm going to go have sex with her real quick and not tell you about it. Even though like we're kind of in a relationship, but not officially in a relationship. Because to me, I feel like you're seeing somebody on a weekly basis, texting daily. You've kind of established a relationship.
Okay. To flip that, would you be upset if you got to, let's say the same thing, 30 days, and let's say within that 30 days, she had a booty call. Would you feel betrayed?
A little bit.
Really? I don't think I would.
Because to me, it's one like, so like, let's say in that situation, she goes and has a booty call, and then the next day you guys go out on a date. Like you could say like, oh, that wouldn't bother me at all. But to me, it would kind of show that you haven't taken like our current situation serious enough to not do that.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I guess I just, like me, I completely understand where you're coming from. But I don't think it would. I like, even if it was like the evening before, if I haven't announced my intentions for what I want the relationship to be, then I feel that everybody's within their right to do as they please.
I mean, I think there's some like, to me, that kind of gets to be a little bit semantics. It's like, well, I mean, we weren't dating. And it's like, but we've talked every night and we like see each other 2 to 3 times a week. Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's just in that instance, like you're assuming the other person's feeling the same way. Well, and they might not.
Yeah, and it depends like what kind of conversations you're having and stuff like.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you I feel like if you say, hey, I want this, like, can we make this relationship exclusive? And they say yes, then that's a whole different story. But if you haven't said, I want this relationship to be exclusive, then I don't think you should just assume that that's what they want, that's what they want.
Yeah, but again, I feel like that's kind of like, that's probably the person you don't, at least to me, I wouldn't want to be with, because if it's like, well, I don't want to, like, it's like committing to something that you don't really want to commit to. It's like, I'm going to keep you around because this may be all right, but I'm definitely keeping my options open. And it's like, all right, well, you're not committing to me at all. It depends. Like after the first date, obviously not. But you're talking like a month, 2 months of like constant conversation, like conversations that are like.
Well, I mean, if you're talking every day, I'm sure if you're talking with, every day within 30 days, I feel like that question has to come up sooner rather than later within those 30 days.
And it depends how you look. Like I'm talking more like there's actually kind of like a relationship built, even though it may not technically be announced.
Okay. Well, I feel that's kind of different context, and also because in my head when I'm thinking like, like, hey, I'll see you on Friday, and then maybe you like, shoot like a fun, like you shoot each other like a funny picture here and there. Like throughout the week, maybe like you have a conversation maybe once, maybe twice prior to said date.
Yeah.
Then you have said date, and then that's it for that week. So like 1 to 2 text/phone conversations followed by date.
Yeah, like that's completely different, because that's like where it's like, hey, they might text you on Thursday, be like, hey, I'm going to this concert. You want to go? Like that's different than kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay.
Because the way,
so I guess maybe we aren't as far apart as I think we are.
No, I mean if it's like what you said, like one Friday, like talking, like if your text chain you can skim through in like 2 minutes, then that's definitely not like any relationship to me. But like if you're looking at like you're talking daily, like you're seeing each other multiple times a week, like even though there's not an announced relationship, you've kind of basically like what's it called?
At that point, I feel like you've kind of like.
What's it called when you live with somebody for 7 years, so you're like married?
Common law?
Yeah, so you like common law to relationship. And so if like in that situation, like, it's, the 6th week of this, and then like one Thursday, they're like, hey, they don't answer. Or actually, it's like one Thursday when like you typically see each other and they don't answer your text. Then the next Friday, like, so what were you up to yesterday? Oh, just, hanging out.
I mean, I guess in that context, I might have some hurt feelings, but I don't think that I would take it out on them because because at that point I still hadn't made myself clear.
Yeah, I think in that situation, like it wouldn't take it out on them, but it might expose maybe how they really feel. And that's where I was going back to like, oh, so maybe you're not actually invested in this. Like I thought.
I feel like if I don't announce my intentions, then they shouldn't hold themselves to some like intangible standard that I haven't created.
Yeah. And I mean, to me too, like, I don't know if I like doing like a sexual thing with somebody. Like to me, that's like very, like to me, that's building a relationship. Like to me, it's not just like
you've watched The Notebook so many times.
I want to actually, you know what, Richard, if I could go back in everything I know now, and you're probably going to make fun of me for this, but I kind of wish I would have waited until I was married and actually got married a virgin.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I have no idea what to do with this information.
No, yeah. I mean, at this point in my life, like, I just feel like that. I don't really think it would have changed, but I don't think I've gained anything from having previous relationships.
Oh my God, really? I feel like I really feel like I have. I feel like my previous relationships 100% like have informed me on.
No, I mean
on my current one.
I mean, I'd still have like dating and stuff, but I kind of wish that I would have held off on anything like that. Like the actual sexual like deeds didn't really add anything to the relationship, and maybe have actually kind of made me stay together longer with people that maybe I didn't want to.
Okay. Okay. But I mean, Shawn.
Can you? So you talking like that? You're like, oh yeah, Shawn, yeah. Like, can you remember like any of the acts that you had done in the past, like with other people? Yeah. I don't remember them at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Of course, any of them that listen now is like, that son of a bitch. I rocked his world and he knows it.
Shawn, there's a bus pulling into your driveway.
That waterbed wasn't rocking for no reason. Mom's going to listen to this episode and be like, Shawn, Pookie Bear.
My baby was a whore. No, Shawnee boy.
He said they were sleeping, not sleeping around.
They didn't save room for Jesus.
Sorry, Mom. So
the two girls
found
out they were with the same dude.
Yeah, so instead,
like, they're gonna fuck this guy up. Call Richard Grieco.
Instead of him going to his parents' house, let's see. So he turned up at Tabor's house in the middle of her long FaceTime chat with Roberts. So the other girl. We were talking and suddenly heard his car outside, and he came to the door with flowers. So she said, as he walks up, she says, "Hey, look here." Turns her phone around. "I've made some new friends."
Oh,
busted.
Wait a minute. What do you mean friends? I thought it was just the one girl.
There's two girls.
Well, how did they meet the third girl?
Looking through like Instagram and stuff.
Okay, so the two girls found each other like because they saw shit on social media, and then the two of them together found the third girl.
Oh shit. Okay, so watching his face drop when he saw who I was talking to on FaceTime was the most cinematic moment ever. Their boyfriend tried to convince them that there was nothing wrong with dating more than one woman at a time, but neither of them bought it. So after he left, we did some more research. We found at least 6 women he'd been seeing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Like
counting those other 3, that's 9, Richard.
Okay. So yes, the dude is an asshole because
no, and his excuse is like, well, we didn't announce our intentions.
No, I'm no, see, because this dude lied.
No, yeah,
he did lie. He was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go here," and then he didn't go there. He went somewhere else, and then I'm obviously, like he straight up lied to people.
Well, and it sounds like that he at least alluded that they were exclusive. That's what I'm getting from this.
I mean, regardless at that point,
oh God, like he brought her flowers.
At that point, whether he announced his intentions or not, he still lied.
Yeah. But you know what? Like those flowers he bought, I guarantee he bought like one big bouquet and split it into like 3 or 4.
Probably. Okay.
These are fucking $12 a piece.
Like, all that aside, what did this guy do for a living? Did he like collect butterflies and make $8 million a year? How the fuck does this guy have the time, money, and energy to maintain 9 separate relationships?
Yeah, well, and he was,
regardless of whatever status each relationship was in. Well, like, even if I'm casually banging people, there is no way I am casually banging 9 fucking people, Shawn. There's only 7 days in a week. Okay.
True. Well,
like, how the fuck does this happen?
Well, and they were in different states too. They went to different colleges, so he had to be driving all over the place.
Yeah, like driving time. Like,
you know what song they should have been playing whenever he showed up?
What song?
Let me smell your dick. So just 2 hours after he'd been confronted by Morgan and Abby and told them he was going to become a changed man, he was messaging me asking to hang out. That was King, who works as a medical receptionist.
See?
Yep.
See, the dude's lying and being an asshole.
Sinking ship. He's like, I got to find one of them that'll hang on. I got to find my lifeboat.
That's so fucking, like, who, like you're right, Shawn, like, driving time, like, 9 relationships. Like, this guy had to have not had a job. Like, that's the only way I feel like that this could work. This guy had to have, like, this, like, is his last name like Bezos?
I don't know. Or he was using his college tuition money for things other than college.
I mean, maybe. Fuck, dude.
So these,
like, I couldn't even. There's no way I could casually sleep with 9 women.
No, that's a lot of work. I don't know if that's just old me, but oof. So
that's so nuts.
He talked to all 3 of these girls about a future, but they all agreed to dump him. And apparently, the Washington Post reached out to him. And
oh, wow.
And he said, how
the fuck did this merit a story in the Washington Post?
Probably tied around to them in their road trip.
Because it's probably one of the reporters like, how the fuck is this guy banging 9 chicks at the same time?
I gotta figure out how the hell this works.
I get to the bottom of this.
So he said that there are 2 sides to everything, but I think the best thing right now is to say nothing. He's like, I fucked up.
You're not stupid.
He spoke briefly in a phone interview, but didn't want his name used. He says, I really don't want anything to do with them anymore because I've got 6 other women I'm talking to, so don't put my name out there.
Fuck, man. That's fucking crazy. There's no way I could. No way.
But getting to the good part of the story, so these 3 girls get together, and so they had a lot of trauma processing and memory sharing, and they had a lot in common. So they were talking, and this guy had told each of us that it was his dream to pick up a VW bus and travel around the country. We were sitting around laughing and talking about the van life that weekend, and pretty soon we thought,
oh, wait a minute,
hey, we could do this.
VW bus.
No, it's an old bus. They were talking.
Well, you said okay, so it is an actual like school bus.
Yeah, it's a school bus. So basically, they were talking to like some old timer guy, and he's like, "Oh, I remember I went around traveling the country in my VW bus, and the girls are doing their eat, pray, love, and like, wouldn't that be fun?" They're like, "Fuck, we could do that."
Yeah.
And so they all had a free summer coming up, and knew a guy who would sell them an old bus. Said we all worked really hard and had saved some money. We decided, why not? Pulled together a few $1,000s, bought the bus, and
how much do you think an old bus would cost?
Oh, they're pretty cheap. Like she said, it was a few $1,000s.
That's pretty rad. Maybe we should. Oh my God, Shawn, we should do that.
Bus.
We haven't been, jilted by a man or whatever, but like we could totally like how Stella got her groove back across the country.
Yeah, we could buy a short bus too and turn it into a recording studio.
Ooh, okay. I'm liking what you're putting down.
Yep,
putting down right now.
Put some bunk beds in the front and a little recording studio in the back.
Why do we need bunk beds? We just get one big bed.
Ooh, good call. Big spoon.
Yeah, I love being Little Spoon.
You just like being held tight and snuggled.
You're not wrong.
So they watched a few YouTube videos, pretty straightforward. So they got this thing together. A couple of their dads helped put it together too. We took out the seats and flooring and painted the ceiling, put in new floors, siding and insulation, built bunk beds and a roof deck. In mid-June, a few days after the bus renovations was finished, the trio filled up the gas tank and headed to Idaho's Sawtooth Mountain. So they just went.
I don't know if I want to go to Idaho. Like, if I have the whole country, like, if the world is my oyster, I don't know if the first place I'm like, we should go Idaho.
Well, they're in, like, Salt Lake in that area, so it's a short drive. So that's good to kind of make sure it works.
Yeah.
They park their bus in campgrounds along at night and have a goal of ending up on a beach in California sometime this fall. So they said they said we take turns driving, and if we're going downhill and have a good tailwind, we can hit 63 miles an hour. So not very much speed on this, which is good. Take life at like a slow pace.
Man, the fastest they could go is 63. Like
downhill with the wind.
Like, no engine in that motor. Shawn, okay, so
buses are huge.
Well, I know, but still, like, okay, so like I had a motorcycle. My first motorcycle was like one step up from a moped. Like, and I mean that quite literally. I think like moped, the engine size is like 45 cc's or something like that. And this bike was like 55.
Mm-hmm.
It was like literally one step up. And the fastest, and I could do 65 on that bike if I'm going downhill. If I was going downhill with the wind, I could I could kiss 65. Like that was top speed. That was like the pinnacle of speed I could do on that bike was 65.
Yeah. Well, I mean, these buses are made to pick up kids. So, and they're kind of lots of stop and go. Like, they're really not meant for like highway driving.
That's true.
And I'm not sure what
true.
The motors in them probably aren't too big, but so kind of finishing up. So
I could but like they're in Utah. Like, can you imagine like the mountains and shit, like trying to get that bus up a fucking mountain?
No, that one I talked about my dad having, like it did not go very fast. Like, you're getting passed by everybody. Semis are blowing by you. But the finish up says that she and her busmates said they don't want anyone to get the impression that their road trip is some kind of revenge tour. What this guy did to us doesn't define our lives, Robert said. We all feel really blessed that we found each other. We're friends for life.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good attitude.
Like, yeah, because I mean, you could get kind of like, this is a situation where you can get kind of pissy with the other girls and stuff.
Yeah, you can get mad and salty about it.
Yeah, but in reality, the real loser in this is the guy, because it sounds like these girls are awesome. So he lost like what could have been some good friends, all for the nookie.
Don't do it. Don't you do it. God damn it.
Oh, I bet it was Fred. That's probably why they didn't say his name.
That's probably who the guy was. The guy was probably Fred Durst.
Yep. But Richard, we got... So we talked about my love life. We talked about relationships. We talked about these awesome ladies who build a bus and are traveling the country. So I got to know, Richard, what is your closing thoughts?
Love is about communication. And I found a bus on eBay for $3,500.
There you go. Does it work?
Does
it come with diapers?
It does work.
Does it come with diapers?
Would recommend having the bus inspected. We also recommend servicing the bus before a long trip. It's been sitting, but it's only been sitting for 6 months.
Oof, that's a long time though. That's a new battery, probably some new stuff.
We could do it. Rip those seats out. We could put a little kitchenette in there.
Yeah. All right. Well, so Patreon. We got to get our Patreon going.
That's a good point.
Oh, and we could.
Oh my God! And anybody that gives us money, we could come visit.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, come visit them.
Yep. And then we pick them up and we take them places.
Yeah, and then we put them in the little jail cell we made with a diaper.
Tour the country and kidnap people.
You'll be with us forever.
I'm crazy about you. I mean it. I'm crazy about you. I'm so crazy about you.
Why don't these windows open so you can't escape?
Because I'm so crazy about you.
All right. Well, as we're getting
crazy about you.
As we're getting all this bus stuff put together, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website, we're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languageofbro. Email us at bros@languageofbromance.com. And we'd like to thank the first two people we're going to stop to pick up on this bromance tour, our patrons, Wendy and Aaron.
We're so crazy about you. No jokes. We're so crazy about you. We're crazy about you.
Why is it creepy when you bring it down?
That's the point.
Yeah. It's like, no.
It's the point.
I'm crazy about you.
It's the point, Shawn.
I'm crazy about you.
We're crazy about you.
All right. Well, before we lose our only two patrons, anything else before I close her out?
Don't bid on this bus on eBay because I want it.
All right. Well, that's all the broants we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
Remember, don't be a why. Get a bus and be a why not.
Oh, yeah. On the holiday road.
On the bromance tour. Ooh, diapers.
Oh.